Hello, grade 10. It's been a while. So we're going to go back to probability. And since it's been quite a while since we've done probability, I'm just going to give you a quick review on Venn diagrams before we go into exercise 2, which is all about Venn diagrams. So the first thing that I want to show you is this rectangle. Now, you know that this rectangle is called the sample space, and this represents all of the data that goes into our set. So remember, you are going to be given a set of numbers, and all of the numbers need to fit into the sample space. Within our sample space, we can have a circle. This circle is called an event. So this is event A. It is another way of you referring to it is you can call it set A. Okay, so set A or event A occur within the sample space. If I was to write A in set notation, I would write A is equal to curly brackets, whatever is inside of A, close curly brackets, and this here is known as set notation. On the right hand side of the screen, you can see that the sample space is colored in blue, but not the A circle. This here means not A. So I'm sure that you remember that on the left hand side we have A is that, and on the right we have what is known as not A. The way that we write that is A apostrophe, curly brackets, everything that is not in the circle, close curly brackets. Next up, we have this reality that we can have more than one sample space or more than one event that occur in our sample space. Sorry, more than one event or set. So we have event A or set A, and then event B or set B. These two events are disjoint, meaning they have no common elements. Another way of addressing this is to say that they are mutually exclusive, meaning that the numbers in A, let's say it's 1, 2, 3, and the numbers in B is 7, 8, 9, they do not overlap. A and B have got nothing that they share. Next, we have a reality where A and B share information. So the questions that you are going to be asked will either ask you about the part that is shared on the left, that's the shaded part, or it will ask you all of A and all of B. So the notation for the left hand side, you have this upside down hill, or not upside down hill. Okay, so if we say A and this shape B, this means the part that is A and B together. So that's the shaded part. This here we refer to and. So it's only this middle part where it's A and B. The information is in both and. On the right hand side, we have A or B. So this means it can be in all of A and in all of B, anywhere in between. So all the data in A and B combined. Okay, that's your quick recap. Now we are going to do exercise 2, and exercise 2 has got quite a bit of questions. So what I suggest you do is you can pause the video now, do the exercise, and then when you're ready to do it with me, you can press play and watch me do it. Now, because this question is taking the entire screen, I am going to answer it on a clean screen, but I'm going to use my textbook. So you also use your textbook in order to read the question. Question number 1 says, represent the information on a Venn diagram showing the outcomes. Now, based on the question, I have 3 sets of information, right? I have a sample space, which is S, and then I have event A, and I have event B. So I want to do all of that in a Venn diagram. First, I'm going to start out with sample space, and this sample space I am going to name S. Then I am going to draw the two events. But before I can do the two events, I need to figure out if there's anything that they have in common. So what I'm looking for specifically is whether or not there's anything shared. If I look at A and B, I can see the first item is shared. A is shared, then D is shared, F is shared, and I is shared. So now I know that this is going to be a overlapping diagram. So I'm going to draw event A as a nice big circle, and I'm going to draw event B as a nice big circle. Not very round, but there we go. Event A and event B. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and look at the shared information, which is ADFI, and I'm going to put it in the middle. ADFI. That is shared. Then I'm going to go and look at what is remaining on A. So I have CH. This is in A. And in B, I have just the letter B. So this here is event A and event B. I need to go back and check my sample space and make sure that everything has been covered. So I've got A, I've got B, I've got C, I've got D. I don't have E. I've got F. I don't have G. I've got H. I've got I, and I don't have J. So in my sample space, I'm going to have E, G, and J. Anyway, E, G, and J. They all apply, right? Next question. Question number 2 says, write down the event for not A. Okay, so not A, I am going to write as A apostrophe equals open curly bracket, and I'm going to do everything that is not A. So not A, if I'm going to highlight it, I am going to say it's going to be everything in the blue and everything in the B that is not shared, right? Not A. So not A is going to be E, G, J, B. Let's write that down. E, G, J, B. Okay, I did it in not alphabetical order. So it obviously would be better if I wrote it as B, E, G, J. Okay, so this is not A. Next item, not B, same principle. Not B is going to be taking my B circle, and I'm going to leave that not colored. So J, G, C, H, E. J, G, C, H, E. So B, not B is going to be J, G, C, H, E. And then again, if I did it in alphabetical order, it's going to be C, E, G, H, J in alphabetical order. Next question. A and B. Now, it's important for you to remember the difference between and or. So A and B is the middle section. Let's do A and B. So I'm going to say A and B. I can actually put those in brackets, are equal to curly brackets, and that is going to be ADFI. ADFI. Close curly brackets. Next question. A or B. Again, or means everything in A and everything in B. So if I do A or B, I am literally going to take the line for A and the line for B, without repeating anything. Okay, without repeating anything. So if the line for A is, let's get a clean page. If the line for A is A, C, D, F, H, I, and the line for B is A, B, D, F, I, the only thing that I'm going to eliminate stuff that I would normally repeat. A would repeat, D, F, and I would repeat. So if I'm answering the question says what is A or B in brackets equals curly bracket, and it's going to be A, B, C, D, F, H, I, close curly brackets. Next question. Not A and B. Okay, so not A and B. If A and B are the two circles, not A and B is everything that is not in the circles. E, J, G, E, G, J. Okay, so how do I write this? I'm going to write A. So the question says A and B. Oh, be careful. Not A and B. So this and, remember the and refers to the overlap. So it's not just what's outside, but it's everything outside of that. So it's going to include this and it's going to include this. It's not this I in the middle, right? So it's not ADFI, it's everything else. So let's go ahead and write that down. A and, no, that's or. A and B not is equal to, and then we go through the list and we said the ones that I've scratched out are the ones that are A and B, right? So not A and B. Let's scratch out the top ones also. Not A and B is going to technically be C, B, H. That's just from this here. But now let's check what's in the sample space. E, G, J. E, G, J. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rewrite that in alphabetical order. Not A and B is going to be B, C, E, G, H, J. Close curly bracket. And the next one says not A or B. So the or now means that everything in the circles are also excluded. So A, not A or B is going to be E, G, J. So how do I write this? I'm going to say A or B not is equal to E, G, J, close curly brackets. So that is the end of question 2. Let's do question number 3. Question 3 is asking me, what are the number of items inside of A? So the number of items in A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is equal to 6. Question 2. What is the probability of not B? Okay, so let's go to this question that says not B. Okay, so not B has got how many items? 1. This is not B. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the number of items in not B is equal to 5, right? And then we also need to know the number of items in the subset. Or remember, okay, just a quick reminder. So we are saying that probability is equal to favorable over possible, right? Or the number of items in an event. This should be not sigma, but E, the number of items in an event over the number of items in the subset. So the probability of not B happening is going to be the number of items in not B over the number of items in the subset. So let's look. We say the number of items in not B is 5 items. And then in the subset, we are just going to look at everything. So at the top here, we can count it out and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. 5 over 10, which gives us a probability of a half. Again, that's the final answer, but your teacher likes to have decibels, so that is going to be 0.5%, 50%, or an even chance of it happening. Next question. What is the probability of A and B? And means we are looking at the middle section, that I, right? So let's go here. A and B. Oh, this is not A and B. Let's quickly go here. How many items are in A and B? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 items in the AND. Probability of A and B is going to be number of items in A and B over the number of items in the entire subset. Remember, the subset is the entire rectangle, everything in the rectangle. So we said that in the middle we've got 4 items, and from the previous equation we know that the subset is 10. So now we have 4 over 10, which is 2 over 5. That is good enough. Next question. What is the probability? No, not probability. The number of items in not A or B. Okay. So if we write this out, we're going to say A or B close not, right? And we've done this already. If you look at the previous slide, it's exactly that one. How many items are they? There are 3 items. So to answer this question, we are going to say N, or N not A or B, is equal to 3 items. And that is the end of question A. So I'm going to do question B in the next video. I hope you understood. Ciao now.